कुंकुमा भक्त I truly enjoyed that modern rendition with a bit of a twist there for Alaripu. I think that really got your toes tapping as well, didn't it? Very well done, girls. I now have the honor of welcoming Guru Srimati Anuradha Ramkumar. Srimati Anuradha Ramkumar is a gifted teacher, choreographer, and dancer in Auckland, who has brought out the best of Bharatanatyam dancers to fore. Between 1965 and 1990, she acquired performance experience in India and other countries, both in Bharatanatyam and Kuchipudi, and also Andhra Natyam under the guidance of great gurus Srimati Keshava Rao, Srimati Anuradha, and Sri Pakri Swami Pillai. She was trained in Kuchipudi and Andhra Natyam by the doyens in this field, Sri Nataraja Ramakrishna and Srimati Uma Ramarao. She was an A-graded artist in Doordarshan Kendra, India. She has a unique distinction of being selected by the Government of India to undergo special training and workshops conducted by the renowned maestro, Guru Sri C.R. Acharyalu. Under his patronage and guidance, she also absorbed the essence of learning specialized dances which were performed by the erstwhile Devadasis in the temples and the king's courts. Following this 25 years stint, she developed her efforts to teaching, choreographing, and staging solo, group, and dance drama productions, and conducted a number of arangetrams in India, Dubai, Sri Lanka, and New Zealand. She has to her credit 39 years of experience in this art form, and her students have been credited for their performances at various prestigious events in Auckland, Hamilton, Wellington, and Christchurch. Her choreography is par excellence, which many of you would have seen in the 4 major dance drama productions, the Kambaramayana, Sri Krishna, Mahayugas, and Suryaputra Karna. Her next dance production is already underway. Her dance school has fundraised for many organizations like the Papakura Ganesh Temple, Karuna Illam Trust in Wellington, and a host of Indian associations all over New Zealand. Apart from being a dancer, a little-known fact is that she is a state and international level cricketer and a softball player. She represented India and has played softball test series in China and India. She is a passionate senior teacher who's loved by all her students, and she is also working at an intermediate school in Auckland as a senior teacher. Please join me in welcoming Guru Srimati Anuradha Ramkumar to address the gathering.
Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. I bow down to my gurus and seek their blessings for this auspicious occasion today. It is with great pleasure I present Bhargavi and Bharani's Bharatanatyam Arangetram this evening. Both of them joined Nritya Binaya Anuradha School of Dance at an impressionable age, and with these years and with constant training, they have shown great promise and talent towards the divine art. Getting ready for an Arangetram is not an easy task, as they manage to balance between their studies, work, and recreation, which is very, very commendable. Bhargavi and Bharani's Arangetram will definitely be a milestone in their lives. On this memorable occasion, I pray to Lord Nataraja to shower his blessings and guide them in the path of success to reach their desired goals. In the process of learning, parents take a very, very important role. They go through excitement, anxieties, and apprehensions as much as the children do. I would like to take this opportunity to offer my wishes to their parents, Mr. and Mrs. Vindamuri, who have provided all the support and encouragement to make this event a grand success. You have noticed that the format of today's Arangetram is quite different to the ones I have conducted in the past. It's important that we realize that trying time requires solutions that are unique. Given the COVID situation, this Arangetram was postponed twice, causing a lot of anxiety to both the dancers and the family. The resultant resolution to this problem came in the way of how the music will be presented in this Arangetram. Live orchestra requires presence of all the artists for rehearsals and trials, and this was impossible during these times. Hence, I had to improvise and bring the music to the digital format. In the future, this experience will help me to conduct more Arangetrams in a more cost-effective manner to my students who would like to showcase their talent. Thank you once again for your ongoing support, and I request you to sit back, enjoy the rest of the program, and bless my students. Thank you.
Thank you, Anu. The next item is Shanmukha Kautuvam. Lord Shanmukha is known by many names such as Muruga, Kartikeya, and Subramanya. He is a prominent deity in Hinduism who is regarded very highly in South India. There are various versions of his birth, all of which depict him as the son of Lord Shiva. The myth that this song, the Shanmukha Kautuvam, follows is that Lord Shiva is interrupted during his meditation by Kama, the god of love, urging him to marry goddess Parvati. Angered by this interruption, Lord Shiva's third eye opens and shoots out 6 sparks that drop into 6 lotuses in the Sharavana forest. Hence the name Shanmukha. Shan, 6, Mukha, face. As he grows older, Lord Shanmukha destroys the Asura king Surapadma, making himself the god of war. He later marries goddess Valli and lives in the 6 hilltop shrines in Tamil Nadu called Arupadaividu. He bestows his devotees with the removal of their past karmas or sins and blesses them with tranquility. The Shanmukha Kautuvam is a composition of Madurai R. Muralidharan, sung by Kuldeep Pai, set to Ragam Shanmukha Priya and Thalam Rupakam. Ladies and gentlemen, Bhargavi and Bharani will now perform the Shanmukha Kautuvam.
தகதம் தகதம் தத்தும் தத்தும் தக்கிட்ட ஜனுதாம் தினிதாம் தகதம் ஜந்த 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 கிட்ட தினிதாம் கிட்டதாம் ஜன்ன ஜன்ன கிர்ர கிட்ட ஜம் தரி கிட்ட தக ஜன்ன 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 கிர்ர கிட்ட தக ஜம் தரி கிட்ட தக தகர தரி தகும் தகம் தரி கிட்டதும் தகரி கிட்டதும் தகரி தரி கிட்டதும் தகர தரி தகும் தகம் தரி கிட்டதும் தகரி கிட்டதும் தகரி தரி கிட்டதும் தகர தரி தகும் தகம் தரி கிட்டதும் தகரி கிட்டதும் தகரி தரி கிட்டதும் சுற்றி வருகுது 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 வேல் முற்றும் வினையது விலகுது 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 பார் கற்ற தமிழது இனியது 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 நான் முற்ற பயனது பெருகுது மனமது உருகுது சுற்றி வருகுது 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 வேல் முற்றும் வினையது விலகுது 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 பார் கற்ற தமிழது இனியது 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 நான் முற்ற பயனது பெருகுது மனமது உருகுது கான் சுற்றி வருகுது 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 வேல் முற்றும் வினையது விலகுது 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 பார் கற்ற தமிழது இனியது 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 தான் முற்ற பயனது பெருகுது மனமது உருகுது கான் கிட்ட தக கரி கிட்ட தக தக தோ கிட்ட தக கரி கிட்ட தக தகதி தோ கிட்ட தக கரி கிட்ட தக ஜன்னம் தாம் ஜன்னம் தாம் ஜன்னம் ததஜம் தத்திங்கினது ததஜம் தத்திங்கினது ததஜம் தத்திங்கினது சரவண பவ குகன் அழகன் 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 ஹரஹர சிவன் மகன் முருகன் 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 அருபெரும் குருபரன் குமரன் 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 அறுபடை அருமுகன் பரதன் 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 சரவண பவ குகன் அழகன் 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 ஹரஹர சிவன் மகன் முருகன் 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 அருகடும் குருபரன் குமரன் 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 அருகடை அருமுகன் மரணன் பரதன் பரதன் சரவண பவ குகன் அழகன் 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 ஹரஹர சிவன் மகன் முருகன் 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 அருகடும் குருபரன் குமரன் 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 அருபடை அருமுகன் வரதன் 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 தாம் தாம் தகதஜம் திங் திங் தகதஜம் தும் தும் தகதஜம் நம் நம் தகதஜம் தகிட்டதாம் 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 தகதரிகிடும் தகதாம் 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 தகதரிகிடும் தத்தாம் 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 தகதரிகிடும் முருகா 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 மலராறு கலிலாறு மதவாக மலர்ந்திருந்தவன் குமரா 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 குமாரா பல்வேறு விளையாடி திருவாக தவம் உயர்ந்தவன் மலையாறு தனி சேவ கொடியேந்தி மகிழ்ந்த மந்தவன் மறையோடும் அடியாறு மனதேந்தி உகந்தருபவன் மலராறு கலிலாறு மதவாக மலர்ந்திருந்தவன் மல்வேறி விளையாடி திருவாக தவம் உயர்ந்தவன் மலையாறு தனி சேவ கொடியேந்தி மகிழ்ந்த மந்தவன் மறையோடும் அடியாறு மனதேந்தி உகந்தருபவன் வெறிக்கும் நெருப்பின் கொடியன உதித்தவன் நீ மயக்கும் மலைத்தேன் வள்ளிய மணந்தவன் நீ வியக்கும் விதத்தில் சூரனை அளித்தவன் நீ மனத்தால் நினைத்தார் வினையற அருள்பவன் நீ பெரிக்கும் நெருப்பின் கொடியன உதித்தவன் நீ மயக்கும் மலைத்தேன் வள்ளிய மணந்தவன் நீ வியக்கும் விதத்தில் சூரனை அளித்தவன் நீ மனத்தால் நினைத்தார் வினையற அருள்பவன் நீ தொம் கிட்ட தக்க தொமக்கிட்ட தக்க தாரதி நம் கிட்ட தக்க நமக்கிட்ட தக்க தாரதி ஓ கிட்ட தக்க தோ கிட்ட தக்க தாரதி காக்குதி புட்டாரதி காக்குதி புட்டாரதி தொம் கிட்ட தக்க தக்க நம் கிட்ட தக்க தாரதி தாரதி தாரதி
We have some very special guests in our midst this evening, and I would like to introduce them during the course of this evening, and I will be inviting them to come up on stage to say a few words. We have with us Srimati Ananda Kamaleshwari Parachuri. Srimati Ananda Kamaleshwari Parachuri was a leading practicing lawyer from Hyderabad, India. She was a lawyer for multiple NGOs in India as well as their legal advisor. Kamal has also personally and professionally contributed significantly to aid women who have been distressed due to domestic and social issues. From a young age, Kamal trained in the Indian dance form of Kathak and has graduated from the Mumbai Dance School, Gandharva Mahavidyalaya. She completed her Arangetram under that school in 1991. Srimati Kamal and her husband, Praveen Mutupalli, were the first people that the Vindamuri family met when they migrated to New Zealand in 2007. Her daughter and our dancers have been very close friends and thick as thieves. As a neighbor, Kamal has watched all of their mischievousness and has been a major role model in their life. Please join me in welcoming Srimati Ananda Kamaleshwari Parachuri on stage. Thank you.
సభకి నమస్కారం. ఇక్కడ మన భాష మాత్రమే, మా తెలుగు మాత్రమే కాకుండా ఇతర భాషలు మాట్లాడేవారు, అర్థం చేసుకునేవారు ఉన్నా నేను ప్రత్యేకించి తెలుగులో మాట్లాడడానికి కారణం ఇవాళ రోజున ముఖ్యమైనది మన సంస్కృతి సాంప్రదాయాలకి నిదర్శనమైనటువంటి భరతనాట్య ప్రదర్శన ఆరంగరేటం సభలో తెలుగు మాట్లాడడం ఎంతో ముఖ్యం అనుకున్నాను కనుక నాగరాజు గారు తెలుగు మాట్లాడడానికి నాకు అవకాశం ఇచ్చారు. దేశాన్ని వదిలి మనం విదేశాల్లోకి వచ్చినా కూడా మనలో కుటుంబ సాంప్రదాయము, కళలను పరిరక్షించటాలు, విద్యని అభ్యసించడంలో ప్రోత్సహించటము అనేది సహజంగా మన నవనాడుల్లో ఇంకిపోయి మనతో పాటు ప్రయాణించి ఈ దేశాన్ని చేరుకుంది. దానికి నిదర్శనమే భార్గవి భరణి కుటుంబము మాకు పక్కింటి వారుగా పరిచయమై, మాకు కుటుంబ సభ్యులై, నాకు 2 పిల్లలు కాదు 4 పిల్లలుగా అనిపించేటట్టుగా కరుణ్, భార్గవి, గౌతమి, భరణి. ప్రొద్దున లేవగానే 4 పిల్లలు స్కూల్కి రెడీ, నేను డ్రాప్ చేయడము, మధ్యాహ్నము నాగరాజు గారు కానీ జ్యోతి కానీ వాళ్ళని పికప్ చేసుకోవడము. ఈ విధంగా ఎన్ని సంవత్సరాలు గడిచిపోయాయో మేము గుర్తించే లోపలే పిల్లలు వాళ్ళ యొక్క యూనివర్సిటీ విద్యను పూర్తి చేసుకుని, నృత్య విద్యను పూర్తి చేసుకుని దానిని మీ అందరి ముందు ప్రదర్శించే రోజు వచ్చేసింది. ఈ సమయంలోని ఎన్ని సంవత్సరాలు గడిచిపోయాయో వెనక్కి తిరిగి చూసుకుంటే కానీ అర్థం కాలేదు మాకు. అయితే ఇక్కడ నేను చెప్పాల్సింది ఏంటంటే, మన భారతీయులకి తల్లిదండ్రుల కోరికలను పిల్లల కోరికలుగా మార్చి వారిని నేర్చుకోమంటాము, చదువులో కానీ, నృత్యంలో కానీ, సంగీతంలో కానీ. కానీ తల్లిదండ్రుల కోరికని తమ ఇష్టాలుగా మార్చుకుని భార్గవి భరణి సంగీతాన్ని, నృత్యాన్ని నేర్చుకుని వాళ్ళ రోజున మనకు ప్రదర్శించి తల్లిదండ్రులపై వారికి ఉన్న భక్తి ప్రపత్తులని రుజువు చేశారు. అయితే ఇక్కడ నేను వారిద్దరికీ ఎంత నేర్చుకోవాలని ఉన్నా నేర్పించాలనే తల్లిదండ్రులతో పాటు నేర్పించే గురువులు లేకపోతే ఈ అవకాశం వారికి వచ్చేది కాదు. అందుకనే మన సమాజంలో సంగీతాన్ని, నృత్యాల్ని, వీణా వాయిద్యాలని నేర్పించేటటువంటి గురువులు కూడా ఉండి వారికి వచ్చిన విద్యని నేర్చుకోవాలనే కోరికనున్న, నేర్పించాలనుకునే కోరిక ఉన్న తల్లిదండ్రులకి సపోర్ట్ చేస్తూ వచ్చినంత కాలము మనము ఈ ప్రదర్శనలను చూసి ప్రోత్సహించవచ్చు. అయితే చదువు కానీ, విద్యలు కానీ నేర్పించే వాళ్ళు, నేర్చుకునే వాళ్ళు ఉన్నా ప్రదర్శించే వేదికలు లేనంత వరకు దానికి వన్నె రాదు. అటువంటి వేదికలని ఇచ్చే అవకాశాన్ని కల్పించినటువంటి వారిలో మనందరికీ గుర్తుండి ఉంటుంది మల్లెల గోవర్ధన్ గారు. ఆ రోజు నుంచి ఈ రోజు వరకు తెలుగు అసోసియేషన్ వారు అటువంటి వేదికలని ఏర్పాటు చేసి మన పిల్లల్లో విద్యని బయటకు తీసుకొస్తున్నారు. అందుకని వాళ్ళందరూ కూడా అభినందనీయులే. మరి వీరందరూ ఉన్న ఇష్టంగా వచ్చి చూసే ప్రేక్షకులు లేనంత వరకు ఏ విద్యకైనా కూడా వన్నె రాదు, నేర్చుకోవాలనే కోరికని ప్రోత్సహించదు. అందుకనే ఇక్కడికి వచ్చినటువంటి ప్రేక్షకులకు, వీక్షకులకు అందరికీ కూడా నా యొక్క వందనాలు. నృత్యం అంటే భావ వ్యక్తీకరణ వారి మొహంలోనే కాదు, అంగికాభినయమాలు, ముద్రలు, పాదలో వారు చేసేటువంటి పాద ముద్రలు, వీటన్నిటినీ చూసి మీరందరూ సంతోషపడతారని, మన సంస్కృతి సాంప్రదాయాలని, భాషని ప్రోత్సహించి ముందుకు నడిపించిన మీకు అందరికీ కూడా ధన్యవాదాలు.
Thank you very much. The next item is the Amman dance. The Amman dance is based on Mother Kali, a reincarnation of goddess Parvati, who is the consort of Lord Nataraja, the Lord of Dance. Kali is considered the goddess of death, time, and violence. Her name Kali has two meanings: she who is black and she who is death herself. She embodies Shakti, which is the feminine energy, creativity, and fertility, making her the mother of everything in the world. The most popular version of Kali's birth is that goddess Durga, another form of goddess Parvati, was so enraged on one occasion that Kali just burst out from her forehead. Once born, Kali went wild and ate all the demons she came across, stringing their heads as a chain and wearing it around her neck. Mahishasura was one such demon. Legend says that her anger was unstoppable as she attacked any and all the wrongdoers. To stop her rampage, her husband, Lord Shiva, laid down in her path of destruction. This calmed her down as soon as she realized who he was. This composition is by Madurai R. Muralidharan with vocalist Shrikant Gopalakrishnan, beautifully describing all that is the great Mother Kali. It is set to Ragam Gaulai and Adithalam, the Amman dance.
அகில புவனமும் காத்திடும் அம்பிகே ஆனந்தவல்லியே ஆனந்தவல்லியே அதிசயம் நிதம் நிதம் நிகழ்த்திடும் அன்னையே அதிசயம் நிதம் நிதம் நிகழ்த்திடும் அன்னையே ஆதிபராசக்தியே 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 பலவானனின் அகமது நிறைந்தவளே பலவானனின் அகமது நிறைந்தவளே அங்கயற்கண்ணியே அங்கயற்கண்ணியே ஆகமமானவளே ஆகமமானவளே அரும் பெரும் கருணை புரிந்து என்னை ஆதரித்தருள் தருள் அம்மா 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 நடிமலர் பணிந்தே அருள்மழை பொழிவாய் அருள்மழை பொழிவாய் அருள் மழை பொழிவாய் महाकाली महाशक्ति महेश्वरी महाकाली महाशक्ति महेश्वरी महिषासुर मर्दिनी 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 महाकाली மனமது ஒளியுற அதிசய சுகமுற அருள்மழை பொழிவான் தேவன் மகு தேவி மங்களரூபிணி மகு சூதனம் சோதரி தேவன் மகு தேவி மங்களரூபிணி மகு சூதனம் சோதரி महामायी महादुर्गे महालक्ष्मी महासरस्वती महामायी महादुर्गे महालक्ष्मी महासरस्वती मरुगदु तेलुगुर मनमदु ओलिगुर அதிசய சுகமுற அருள்மழை பொழிவாய் சாரே மரி மே பாடி சா பாடி சாரி சரி மப சரி பபரி சரி மரி சா மரி சரி சரி மரி சா மரி சரி சாரி பரி சரி மரி சரி மப சரி பபரி மகாகாளி மகாசக்தி மகேஸ்வரி மனமது ஒளிகுற அதிசய சுகமுற அருள்மழை பொழிவாய் காளி மகாசக்தி மகேஸ்வரி சக்தியே என் ஊக்கமாய் உறைந்த சக்தியே நல்லோக்கமாய் வளர்ந்த சக்தியே தினம் காத்தவா கரூபவனவாசி ஆக்கமாய் நிறைந்த சக்தியே என் ஊக்கமாய் உறைந்த சக்தியே நல்லோக்கமாய் வளர்ந்த சக்தியே தினம் காத்தவா கரூபவனவாசி மதியது தெளிவுற மனமது ஒளியுற அதிசய சுகமுற அருள்மழை பொழிவாய் சரி மரி சா மதி சரி சரி மரி சா மதி சரி சாரி மரி சரி மரி சரி பப சரி பபரு மகா காளி மகாசக்தி மகேஸ்வரி மகிஷாசுர மர்தினி மருகது தெளிவுற மனமது ஒளியுற அதிசய சுகமுற அருள்மழை பொழிவாய் காளி மகாசக்தி மகேஸ்வரி மகிஷாசுர மர்தினி மதுரது தெளிவுற மனமது ஒளியுற அதிசய சுகமுற அருள்மழை பொழிவாய் காளி மகாசக்தி மகேஸ்வரி
It is my honor and privilege to acknowledge and welcome Honorable Michael Wood, Minister of Transport, who is in our midst this evening. Honorable Michael Wood is currently the Minister of Transport. He is a New Zealand politician who since December 2016 has been a member of the New Zealand House of Representatives. He is a member of the Labour Party and a Member of Parliament for Mount Roskill. Mr. Wood has shown interest in politics since his very first year in university in 1998. During the 2002 and 2005 elections, he stood for the Pakuranga electorate, and in 2008, he was on the Labour Party list. In 2010, he was elected to the Puketapapa local board representing the Roskill community. In 2017, he was selected as the Labour Party's electoral candidate, with Mr. Phil Goff endorsing him as his successor. Mr. Wood is an affable, kind-hearted and polite person who maximizes every opportunity to mingle with the wider community. He was also part of Habitat for Humanity as an advisor, working on several issues such as their health and safety procedures. Mr. Wood has known the dancers for many years at a personal level and has attended several of their performances. He has made time to converse with them on such occasions, thus encouraging Bhargavi and Barney's love for this art form. I now welcome Honourable Minister of Transport, Michael Wood, to address the gathering. Sir, please.
Namaste. Namaste, namaskaram, vanakkam, kia ora koutou katoa, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's my real delight and privilege to be here with you this evening. This is the first time I have attended an event precisely like this, and it's a truly wonderful occasion. I firstly really want to just acknowledge the extraordinary dedication, the enormous hard work, and the very many years of training that have gone into this event tonight. And Bhargavi and Bharani already, even though we are not that far into the evening, have really displayed their extraordinary skill, and I wish to acknowledge that from the beginning. I also wish to acknowledge the support that they have received from their parents and from their family over their many years of training, and of course the teaching and the wisdom of their guru, who we heard from earlier this evening. I know that for her this will be a night of immense pride as well. And I must say that having Guruji heard about your wide array of skills, including your time as a cricket representative, I might get some tips from you later on, because I'm playing in the parliamentary cricket team tomorrow. Coming along to this event, the Bharatnatyam is quite a special event for me. I often attend events in the Indian community and have come to really enjoy and get a great deal from being able to witness this exposition of Indian classical dance. But this is the first time I've been to one of these events in particular. And in particular, this being the Arangetram, that is particularly special because, as I understand it, it means that these two young women, after many years of training, will from tonight onwards be able to pass on their learnings to others. And so the cycle of learning and wisdom and teaching carries on. So it is a very special night in their trajectory as lovers of this wonderful art form. The art form, as we heard before this evening, dates back in its modern form around about 200 years, but has its roots in Tamil Nadu going back many thousands of years. And one of the things that I find particularly special in my role, I often reflect upon this, is that here we stand in Aotearoa, New Zealand, one of the newest countries in the world, and we are able to celebrate cultural art forms that go back many thousands of years to great classical cultures such as the Tamil culture. And I just think it is a wonderful thing for us to be able to celebrate and enjoy. So once again, can I acknowledge our two performers for their extraordinary work and dedication over many years. Can I wish them every success in the years to come, and thank all of you, their family and their community, for supporting them on their journey and in their endeavours this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure that, like me, you will enjoy this evening as well. Nō reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa, nandri vanakkam.
Thank you very much, sir, for your kind words. Our next speaker is no stranger to us. Mr. Govardhan Mallela is a chartered accountant and a certified practicing accountant in New Zealand, Australia, and India. He is also a Justice of Peace for New Zealand. Mr. Govardhan and his wife, Dr. Padma Govardhan, are co-directors of their renowned Carnatic music school, Sangeetha Bharati, which operates in both New Zealand and Australia. Dr. Padma and Mr. Govardhan regularly bring major musicians such as the late legend Mangalampalli, Dr. Balamurali Krishna Garu, Mallari Brothers, and Priya Sisters, to name a few, from India to collaborate with the youth talent in New Zealand. His drive to spread South Indian Telugu culture is what drove him to be a previous president of the New Zealand Telugu Association, as well as taking on various other positions in many community organizations in the last 23 years. It is my honor now to welcome Mr. Govardhan Mallela to address the gathering.
Namaste everyone. I am glad to be a part of today's Arangetram of Kumari Bhargavi and Kumari Bharani. I congratulate my sister Jyoti and Sri Nagaraju Garu on the eve of this lovely event. I can understand the pain in organizing this type of lovely live programs during the current pandemic period. But the dedication Vindamuri family have towards this art shows everything is possible if you have a right goal. I can proudly say today that the Mallella's family has two gems to offer to the crown of Indian dance. Bharani and Bhargavi are the granddaughters of Mallella's family. I know Kumari Bhargavi and Kumari Bharani since they are very young. They used to come to Padma to learn music and subsequently performed in various Sangeetha Bharati music programs as singers and dancers. We have seen them blossom into the artists they are today. Today's performance is the result of months of sheer hard work and practice. All that hard work takes form as a new beginning today. Keep up this hard work and continue to learn and appreciate this art form as each day passes. I am sure you are going to witness few more great pieces after this. I am immensely happy to be here today and bless these young artists, and I congratulate the Guru Srimati Anuradha Ramkumar for adding another feather into her cap. ఈ సందర్భంగా కుమారి భార్గవి, కుమారి భరణిల హార్డ్ వర్క్, డెడికేషన్ ఈనాటి ఈ ప్రదర్శనని రక్తి కట్టించే అనడంలో అతిశయక లేదు. అలానే అనురాధ రామకుమార్ గారు చెప్పినట్టు డిజిటల్ ఆడియో ద్వారా ఈ ప్రోగ్రాంని ప్రజెంట్ చేస్తూ నూతన ఒరవడికి శ్రీకారం చుట్టినందుకు ఆర్టిస్టులని, వారి గురువుని కూడా శుభాకాంక్షలు తెలియజేస్తున్నాను. ఈ డిజిటల్ ఫామ్ ద్వారా ఈనాటి అరంగేట్రం చూస్తుంటే నాకు ఒక రాజమౌళి సినిమాను చూస్తున్నట్టుగా ఫీలింగ్ వస్తుంది. మీరు కూడా అదే విధంగా ఎంజాయ్ చేస్తున్నారని అనుకుంటున్నాను. డెఫినెట్గా మధ్యలో వచ్చిన ఫ్యూజన్ సాంగ్ కూడా ఆ స్పెషల్ ఎఫెక్ట్స్ ఇవ్వడం జరిగింది ఈ ప్రోగ్రామ్కి. సో ఇదైన మరికొంతమంది ఆర్టిస్టులు కూడా ఈ టెక్నిక్ ఉపయోగించి మరిన్ని ప్రదర్శనలు ఇవ్వగలుగుతారని నేను ఆశిస్తున్నాను. కుమారి భార్గవి అండ్ భరణి వాళ్ళిద్దరి ప్రతిభ గత కొద్ది సంవత్సరాల నుంచి అనేక సంస్థల కార్యక్రమాల్లో అద్భుత ప్రదర్శన ద్వారా మనందరం చూస్తూనే ఉన్నాం. ఈనాటి కార్యక్రమంలో అన్ని రకాల ఐటమ్స్ ప్రజెంట్ చేసి మనందరినీ అలరింపజేయటం చాలా ఆనందకరమైన విషయం. వారి హావభావాలు, పర్ఫెక్ట్ నృత్య భంగిమలు వారి కృషికి నిదర్శనం. వారి కుటుంబానికి మరొకసారి అభినందనలు తెలియజేస్తూ సెలవు తీసుకుంటున్నాను. ఈ కార్యక్రమంలో నాకు మాట్లాడే అవకాశం ఇచ్చిన శ్రీ నాగరాజు గారికి, జ్యోతికి ధన్యవాదాలు. నమస్కారం.
Thank you very much, Govardhan. Before we move to the main item, the central piece, the Kohinoor diamond of an Arangetram, the Varnam, I would like to take a few minutes to speak about our debutantes, Bharani and Bhargavi Vindamuri. Bhargavi Vindamuri has studied urban planning at the University of Auckland while interning at Panuku Development and M.R. Cagney. She started working at Auckland Council as a compliance monitoring officer and has been recently promoted to a compliance monitoring specialist. She learned Carnatic vocal under Srimati Radha Chitturu in Hyderabad and Mrs. Srisutha Nampalli in Auckland and has performed in a large number of shows from a very young age. Bhargavi has also learned Kuchipudi, another form of Indian classical dance, from Srimati Padmalata before dedicating herself completely to Bharatanatyam. Bhargavi began her Bharatanatyam journey with Mrs. Himabindu Sannidhanam before moving to Guru Srimati Anuradha Ramkumar over 8 years ago. She has taken on major roles and has been part of group dances in multiple dance and drama productions to date. Bhargavi has taken part in the Sri Krishna Devarayulu Bhuvana Vijayam dance drama as a classical dancer in the 2019 Australia-New Zealand Telugu Sahitya Sabha. She has also been part of the Taj Mahal production in 2012 presented by Aishwarya Entertainment. Bhargavi has also been assisting in teaching the beginner students at Anuradha School of Indian Dance. Bharani Vindamuri. It's always the second one seems a bit sharper than the first, doesn't it? Yeah. Shanmukha Bharani Vindamuri recently graduated from the University of Auckland with bachelor's in arts, majoring in psychology and criminology. She is currently working as a telechild counselor at Barnardos and as a crisis counselor for a UK text line at Mental Health Innovations. Over the last 5 years, Bharani has volunteered at many different organizations such as Anxiety Helpline, Ponsonby Intermediate and De La Salle College, where she worked as a support person with vulnerable youth and adults during difficult times. Bharani was an active netball and tennis player during her time at Linfield College and Blockhouse Bay Intermediate. Bharani has also learned Carnatic vocal music under Mrs. Srisutha Nampalli and has given public performances. She started learning Bharatanatyam from Mrs. Himabindu Sannidhanam and is currently under the tutelage of Guru Srimati Anuradha Ramkumar for several years. Like her sister, Bharani has also performed in main character roles in many dance and drama productions like the Taj Mahal production in 2012 presented by Aishwarya Entertainment. We can see that the young dancers are extremely talented and skilled in different spheres, and together though, they have created magic, haven't they, this evening? In Bharatanatyam, while the high energy technical aspect or nritya part quickens our pulse and heightens our excitement, it is the abhinaya or the expressive aspect, which is part of the natya and the nritya, that really touches our soul and moves us. No Arangetram is complete without the MC speaking about these topics. So apologies to all the experts assembled here in the audience. Please forgive me for touching on these topics again today, but it is in benefit of those in the audience who are new and are not equally aware of the experience that a Bharatanatyam recital would give you. Expressions or abhinaya is the core for the art of storytelling through dance. Every part of the dancer's body is involved in taking the message across. The tilting of the head, the movement of the neck, the angle of the body, to mention a few. And as for the face, especially the eyes, it is the most vital and key element for bringing out the inherent meaning that the dancer is trying to convey. There is a sloka in the text, Abhinaya Darpanam, by Sri Nandikeshwara, that states, Yato hastas tato drishtir, yato drishtis tato manaha, yato manas tato bhava, yato bhava tato rasa. Where the hand is, the eye must follow. Where the eye goes, the mind should follow. And the object contemplated by the mind must bring out the natural and appropriate feelings that lies in the sentiment of that action. Rasanubhava. Appreciation by the senses is the final goal for any art, being music, dance, drama, painting, sculpture, etc. Each art form has its own unique way of touching the soul of the rasikas or the audience. We in the audience are moved by the art form in the manner in which it is portrayed and conveyed to us. I'm speaking about that particular moment where you would feel, wow, that was awesome. That moment is when the dancers, the art has been conveyed and you feel the rasa or the bhava from the dancer. There are 9 emotional states that are known to us. These are together called the Navarasas, or the 9 rasas, the 9 emotions. These that get portrayed in dance performances or music compositions or any art form for that matter. They are Shringara, love or beauty, Hasya, laughter, Karuna, sorrow, Raudra, anger, Veera, heroism or courage, Bhayanaka, fear, Bibhatsa, disgust, Adbhuta, surprise or wonder, and Shanta, peace or tranquility. All of these rasas are brought out in the nritya and the natya aspects when the dancer is narrating a story. Please look out for these as you see the performances this evening. Now we move to, as I mentioned, the Kohinoor diamond of an arangetram, of a dance recital for that matter, the Varnam. It is the most important and complex piece in the Bharatanatyam repertoire as it weaves expressions and footwork. You will notice the Nritya aspect in the Varnam, Manavi Chekonara, a Padavarnam that consists of lyrics, jatis, and swarams. The Varnam starts with goddess Parvati writing a letter to her husband, Lord Shiva, asking him to return home from his meditation. She continues to tell him that she is overflown with her love for him. She praises him as the great Brigadishwara from the village Tanjapuri, as a way of coaxing him to come back to her. She describes her trust and faith in him by reminiscing about their wedding when she places him in her heart forever. She sings about her feelings that are as deep as the ocean as she dreams about his glorious personality that no other man in this universe can compare to or match up to. In frustration, she asks, "Why are you mad with me, O Lord? For I am your wife, your other half, or should I say the better half?" She then ends with saying, "Everyone praises you as the powerful ruler of the earth. So please overcome all the obstacles and please come to me." Yet Lord Shiva sits in meditation, unaware of his wife's condition. Bhargavi and Bharani take you through the emotional journey of goddess Parvati as she goes through longing, sadness, anger, exasperation at the man, and immense love while waiting for her husband, Lord Shiva. This Varnam, Manavi Chekonara, was composed by Ponnaya Pillai and is set to Shankarabharanam Ragam and Adithalam.
धिंगिन तुम क क न क ज क न क झम न nam ta ti pu ta ka nam dhit takka nakka nakka jhakka takka nakka jham ta ti ku takka nam ta ti ku takka nam dhit takka nakka nakka jhakka takka nakka jham ta ti ku takka nam ta ti ku takka nam dhit takka nakka nakka jhakka takka nakka jham ta ti ku takka nam ta ti ku takka nam ti takka nakka nakka jhakka takka nakka jham ta ti ku takka nam ta ti ku takka nam ti takka nakka nakka jhakka takka nakka jham ta ti ku takka nam ta ti ku takka nam ti takka nakka nakka jhakka takka nakka jham ta ti ku takka nam ta ti ku takka nam ti takka nakka jham ta ti ku takka nam ta ti ku takka nam ti takka nakka jham ta ti ku takka nam ta ti ku takka nam ti takka nakka jham ta ti ku takka nam ti takka jham takka nam takka rum takka ti takka jham takka nam takka rum takka ti takka jham takka nam takka rum takka ti ta takka ti ku takka dum takka jham takka nam takka rum takka ti ta takka ti ku takka dum takka jham takka nam takka rum takka ti ta takka ti ku takka dum mana ki je ye ko na ra da chakani sa lam kutak kutak kathikina tumta hatta jam karita tikta hatta jam karita tikta hatta jam karita తక ధిత్త హత జం తరిత జన జన కుకుతరిత కుకుతరిత కుతరి కిట తక జం తరిత జన జన కుకుతరిత కుకుంతరిత కుతరి కిట తకత ధిం ధిం నట్టు దిత్త కిడతక ధరికిడుం దిత్త కిడతక ధరికిడుం తక్ కిడతక ధరికిడుం కిడతక ధరికిడుం ధరికిడుం దిత్త కిడతక ధరికిడుం దిత్త కిడతక ధరికిడుం తక్ కిడతక ధరికిడుం కిడతక ధరికిడుం ధరికిడుం దిత్త కిడతక ధరికిడుం దిత్త కిడతక ధరికిడుం తక్ కిడతక ధరికిడుం కిడతక ధరికిడుం ధరికిడుం
మానవి చేకో మేలరా
Wow, what an amazing performance that was. I mean, with so many dancers who have assembled here today, you know how it is to perform a Varnam, the anxiety and the nervousness. Plus, Varnam basically demonstrates the stamina of a dancer, and I think Bharani and Bhargavi just killed it in that space there. Well done, girls. It is my pleasure to welcome the next speaker this evening, Mr. Leopoldo Aguirre. Leopoldo, also known as Polo, has been in New Zealand for 30 years, originally from South America, Chile. With a background in human rights in his native country of origin, since his arrival, Polo has also worked helping new migrants to settle in New Zealand with language maintenance programs such as Lingua Latina. Member of the Refugee Council of New Zealand and the Interchurch Commission of Immigration and Resettlement Centre, he also participated as part of the Tomorrow School Reform, representing small minorities in New Zealand. Before his employment with IHC, today Idea Services, he held positions in the Auckland University and Auckland Institute of Technology as a part-time lecturer. During his career with Idea Services, he has held management positions in Tamaki, Manukau counties, Whangarei, and now West and Central Auckland. Providing residential, vocational, and supporting living services for people with intellectual disabilities with an approximate 300 staff members, many of them new migrants with at least 57 nationalities being represented. Leopoldo first met Bhargavi and Bharani in 2010 when he invited them to perform at an event held by IHC. Since then, he has included them in several performances to showcase cultural diversity. I now invite Mr. Leopoldo Aguirre on stage.
Namaste. Kia ora, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. Buenas tardes, we will say in my country of Chile. I have to say, I'm exhausted to see these young women dancing this afternoon, and I was strongly considering to give up my subscription for my Latin dancing classes and to join some of the Indian dancing, because I probably will be fitter than I am today. I'm moved today for the opportunities that I've been given to introduce Bhargani and Bharani to this Arangetram. which is, for me, very different than my Latin culture, where we come from the other side of the Pacific. We have different music, different movements, but we never got as far as 2,000 years old culture in my country. We got maximum 600 years. So for me, it's a real honor to be here today. As the presenter said before, I came to know Naga about 12 years ago as a colleague, working in the same organization, Idea Services IHC. At this time, Naga was a junior manager, and over time he has become a very experienced, proud, and competent manager of Idea Services in West Auckland. During our experience working together, I became aware of his two daughters, Baragni and Barani, and it was at a time where we were celebrating cultural diversity in our organization, and Naga suggested perhaps his two daughters can perform a traditional Indian dance at this event. Of course, I did say yes, and I have never regretted. It was a great experience and the beginning of my personal journey to this exquisite culture, which is the Indian culture. I wanted to make emphasis today around that we should continue to accept our cultural differences, to be tolerant, to allow mutual respect, and to collaborate together to coexist. This creates the right mix for an inclusive society. We embrace the gratitude of the Tangata Whenua of this country for giving us the opportunity to live in Aotearoa. We should not forget they are the people of the land, and we should continue to respect their mana and kawa, and to continue working in partnership to achieve a better society together. We should celebrate the opportunity to be together today, to share our treasures, particularly around this very difficult time that our universe is facing. We should continue sharing our music, our food, our dances, but most importantly, having a diverse nation in New Zealand allows humanity to become one. Muchas gracias. Kakiteano.
Thank you very much. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce the pillars of support for Bhargavi and Bharani, their parents, Nagaraju and Jyoti Vindamuri. Sri Nagaraju and Srimati Jyoti Vindamuri moved along with their children to New Zealand in 2017. Prior to that, Nagaraju did a master's in marketing management and worked in a leading Indian pharmaceutical company, Vanguard, as an area manager for South India for over 13 years. After migrating to New Zealand, he started working at Idea Services, IHC, and currently holds a management position in the company, which cares and aids intellectually disabled individuals who are leading their own lives. Sri Nagaraju's love to be involved within the community has also encouraged him to become a Hindu priest for over 2 years now. He has been doing private pujas and prayers to anyone who reaches out to him. Jyoti has a Bachelor's of Science degree and completed her teacher's training in India. She worked as a teacher for 16 years in India. However, she found her true calling as a nurse after coming to New Zealand. Jyoti completed her Bachelor's of Nursing in New Zealand 7 years ago and is currently working at Middlemore Hospital. I now welcome the proud parents of the dancers, Srimati Jyoti and Sri Nagaraju on stage.
Kia ora, good evening and namaste. It's actually, we thank all the guests. We are actually personally are here. Every guest, we actually give pranam to them for being here and spending so much time here. Actually, when it comes to Bharatanatyam, it is quite difficult to attain competence in learning any classical dance. And also, of course, Bharatanatyam. Because the commitment and the committing and the lyrics and the respect to expressions and the body language need to be memoried, and also it needs to be actually presented while actually doing the performance. It is more difficult to find a guru who has the capability to impart this particular complex knowledge to the young students. Luckily, we found Guru Anuradha Ramkumar, one of the most respected guru of Indian classical dance in, I can say, Asia Pacific. And also, of course, it is, it's a challenge to keep the children in our traditional tracks when we migrate to different lands. And of course, we do agree that we need to understand when we are embracing that particular new land as your mother country, you need to actually give respect and also learn the traditional and cultural things of that particular land. And thanks New Zealand for actually accepting us and really giving us a wonderful life in New Zealand. Yeah. We have seen the performance of Bhargavi and Bharani, and they are really outgrown of our, that's what actually we realized that now they are outgrown of our lab, and we wish them not to never grow out of our heart. And once again, I request all the guests who are present here to bless them to take this particular culture, not only this culture, the culture, but like to the next stage, and be a role models in carrying the culture from where you come. That's our roots. And without roots, I think we all know that's a foundation of that particular thing. So I request everyone, we actually request all of you to bless them to take this culture to the next step. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.
As Guru Anuradha mentioned earlier, tonight's Arangetram is unique, as it is the very first, I think, in New Zealand without a live orchestra supporting the dancers. I'm sure you'll agree with me, though, that the music has been pretty outstanding, especially when it has been played in this theatre. The music that accompanies a Bharatanatyam recital is called Carnatic music. This is an Indian classical music from the south of India and has its origins dating back to the Vedas. I would like to take this opportunity to acknowledge all the composers, the musicians, and the technicians who were involved in the tracks that have been presented this evening. Earlier I mentioned that any Indian art form is a medium for man to communicate and seek union with the Supreme. The basics of Hinduism is the core of all the art forms, and Bharatanatyam is built on this foundation, wherein the dancer or the devotee implores to the Supreme seeking salvation. The American poet Amy Lovell says, "Art is the desire of a man to express himself, to record the reactions of his personality to the world he lives in." Bharatanatyam used to be the integral part in the Hindu temple worship. Hence, Bharatanatyam and the associated Carnatic music are strongly grounded in the concept of bhakti or devotion to God. The purpose of these art forms was to educate religious ideas from Vedic scriptures, historic texts, and the epics. Bharatanatyam has now moved from the temple to the more secular platforms that we see today. However, its core remains as invocations to and worship of the Hindu deities. Majority of the compositions or dances presented will be based on one of the many Hindu gods. Bharatanatyam is a dramatic art form. The dancer, while telling a story as she dances, takes on multiple roles of characters, depicting these using body movements, hand gestures, and facial expressions. The bhakti or the devotional aspect is heightened through these gestures and goes across to the audience. The choreography alone is not sufficient to communicate a story well. It is vital for the dancer's internal emotions, the bhava, to be expressed in a manner that resonates with the audience. The next dance is one such composition that narrates a story as well as expresses the devotional aspect. The next item is Narasimha Kautavam. Lord Narasimha Swami is one of the 10 reincarnations of Lord Vishnu. In this particular avatar, he has no birth or death, but he emerges out of a pillar at dusk to save his devotee, baby Prahlad, from his asura father, Hiranyakashipu. The significance of this avatar is to show that Lord Vishnu is present in everything around us and will present himself to his devotees when he is most needed. His lion face represents Raudra or anger, as he adorns himself with the inner organs of the Asura king and protect his devotees from evil. The song begins with a Karavalambam Stotram. This is from the Narasimha Karavalambam written by the great Jagat Guru Adi Shankaracharya. The verse describes the lion guarding his holy body from demons. The deeper meaning of the Karavalambam is a prayer to Lord Narasimha to lend Sri Adi Shankaracharya a helping hand to get over his life's challenges. The remaining verses describe Lord Narasimha's vivid features such as his sharp, weaponized teeth, fire-like mane, and razor-like claws. His transition between Raudra, anger, and Shantam, peace, is heightened to show his love towards his devotees as he watches over them and reassures them that he will present himself when he is most needed. This is a solo item by Bharani. So please welcome her on stage, Narasimha Kautavam, Ragamalika in Kadachaputalam.
श्रीमत्पयोनिधि
निकेतन चक्रपाणि भोगीन्द्र भोगी मणिराचित पुण्यमूर्ति योगीश शाश्वत शरण्य भवाब्दि पोता लक्ष्मी नृसिंह मम देहि करावलम्बम् लक्ष्मी नृसिंह मम देहि करावलम्बम्
सिंहाय उग्राय वीराय वज्रदंश्राय ज्वालामालिने ज्वलन्मुखाय ॐ नारसिंहाय उग्रसिंहाय धूलितीक्ष्णनखदिव्यसिंहाय उग्राय वीराय वज्रदंश्राय ज्वालामालिने ज्वलन्मुखाय फणिकुटिं कुकुतटिं कुकुतत्ता विग्रहघट सुटु किटि कुकुतटिं कटिकुटिं कुकुतटिं कुकुतत्ता विग्रहघट सुटु किटि कुकुतटिं तद्धि तद्धि तकधि तायधि तकधि तद्धि तकधि तायधि तद्धि तद्धि महावंशायुधा महाज्वालाय भैरवाढुम्बर विश्वम्भराय घोरविक्रमदैत्यदानवाभञ्जन दूर हिरण्यकशिपु ध्वंसकाय महादंष्टायुधा महाज्वालाय भैरवाढुम्बरा विश्वम्भराय वञ्जन चूर हिरण्यकशिपु ध्वंसकाय आनं वनं दरितनं दरितकिटपुं ओ धिम्मि धिम्मि तकिटपुं पुं दतुं पुं आनं वनं दरितनं दरितकिटपुं ओ धिम्मि धिम्मि तकिटपुं पुं दतुं पुं दरितकिट धन तकिट चुनु तकिट धिम्मि तकिट तद्धिङ्गिणतुं तद्धिङ्गिणतुं सिंहाय सच्चिदानंद योगानृसिंहाय प्रह्लाद पालक श्रीनारसिंह वेद्याय वेधसे पुरुषोत्तमाय प्रभुराय विजयनारसिंहाय सच्चिदानंद योगानृसिंहाय प्रह्लाद पालक श्रीनारसिंह वेद्याय वेधसे पुरुषोत्तमाय धिम्मि परिपालक शरणागत वत्सल शान्तरूप लक्ष्मी नृसिंह भक्त परिपालक शरणागत वत्सल शान्तरूप लक्ष्मी नृसिंह भक्त परिपालक शरणागत वत्सल शान्तरूप लक्ष्मी नृसिंह भक्त परिपालक शरणागत वत्सल शान्तरूप नारसिंह नमस्ते नमस्ते 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 नारसिंह नमस्ते नमस्ते.
Wow, what a dynamic performance that was. It's absolutely fantastic. The next item will be a solo number from Bhargavi. Amma, our mother. There is a famous quote that states, God couldn't be everywhere, so he gave us a mother. The mother who protects us while we grow in her womb and in front of her eyes. In our youth, we do feel a bit irritated and at times frustrated with the constant nagging, scolding, and the unwarranted advice from this super demigod mother. But as we grow and become parents ourselves, we understand and realize the overwhelming need to care for that our parents definitely felt as we were growing up. Amma. This song, composed by Madurai R. Muralidharan and sung by Kalpana Raghavendra, depicts the stages of a woman from when she is born and taken care of by her mother till she grows older, gets married and has a child of her own. And then she reminisces about her own mother and thanks her. Amma, thank you. Thank you for carrying me. Thank you for raising me. Thank you for teaching me how to love, how to take care of myself, and how to take care the ones I love. Amma. This dance item is a dedication by the dancers to their parents as a loving appreciation for them making their dream of an Arangetram come true. This solo item will be presented by Bhargavi. Amma, the song is set to Ragam Karnaranjani and Adithalam. Amma. That indeed was an absolutely scintillating, soul-stirring number from Bhargavi. We have just a couple of dance items to go to complete the recital this evening. I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate Bhargavi and Bharani, Guru Anuradha Ramkumar, as well as Mr. and Mrs. Vindamuri on this evening's amazing success. An Arangetram is no easy event to organize. Anyone who has been through such an event in the audience will agree with me on this matter. And when you add to that existing mix, a global pandemic causing disruptions, loss of lives, and multiple cancellations, plus several shocking and unexpected challenges at a personal level faced by the dancers, their mother, and Guru Anuradha Ramkumar in the last 18 months, this evening is indeed an extraordinary achievement. It is most admirable that you were persistent in achieving this goal whilst going through what I can only imagine as an extremely nerve-wracking and emotional time. Hats off to the four ladies for your tenacity, your willpower, positivity, and fighting attitude. Congratulations and well done. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my absolute pleasure to welcome our debutants, Bhargavi and Bharani, to address you this evening. Bhargavi and Bharani.
Do you want to come here? Okay. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for coming and blessing us tonight. So I would just like to start off by saying my interest for dance has started when Anu Auntie has suggested that I play the role of Venkateshwara Swami in Himabindu Auntie's ballet at Annamaya Padahela. Since then, I've been briefly trained in Kuchipudi under Padma Auntie, and my sister and I learned Bharatanatyam by Himabindu Auntie. I would like to thank both of them tonight for imparting their knowledge to me. Later, I moved to Nritya Abhinaya School of Dance, which is led by none other than Ms. Anuradha Ramkumar. Anu Auntie, you have taken the time to dedicate your life to the art of Bharatanatyam. You have patiently taught numerous students and ensured every single student is a capable Bharatanatyam dancer. All these years learning Bharatanatyam and being part of various performances and shows has been an unforgettable experience. These past couple years, training for this Arangetram night has been a beautiful experience. You have taken the time to choreograph and teach us every single move with precision. You have explained every bhavam, expression, every adavu, footwork, and every mudra, hand gestures, and developed our knowledge and understanding of Bharatanatyam. We bow down to you. This last year has been a crazy experience in terms of lockdown and having to postpone this night multiple times, but you have stayed positive throughout this whole mayhem and came up with a creative solution and ensured our dreams were fulfilled. We are forever grateful to all the knowledge you have imparted on us. This is just the beginning for us, and we cannot wait to learn more. We would like to thank our parents for staying strong and determined and ensuring our dreams are fulfilled as well.
Hello everyone. Once again, I would like to start off by saying thank you to you all for taking the time out of your life to grace us with your presence today. It means more to us than we can even express. There are 3 people here that have worked even harder than my sister and I. 2 of them are our parents. Amma and Nana, thank you. Thank you for supporting us through this journey that was far tougher than we ever imagined. Thank you for being motivated and staying motivated through every single lockdown. Every time we couldn't see the end line, you were there to make sure that we kept pushing. If it wasn't for you two, we would have given up a long time ago. The other person that has worked extremely hard is our teacher, Anu Auntie. People always tell you that there is no way that you can thank your parents. What they forget to tell you is that's the same for the Guru. Auntie, I don't know if you remember my second class with you, my very second class, but it's something that I can never forget. I was hiding behind my father and making him tell you that I can no longer come to class because everything was hurting. And you told me that I have to spend 15 minutes alone with you, and I cried the entire time. I still remember you saying, "Stop crying, Bharani, and bend more," and making me dance. Which actually, just 2 days ago, Auntie also said, "Stop crying, Bharani, and do it again." You called me later that night to check on me and tell me that the more I practice, the less I will hurt. You bribed me into coming for a 15-minute dance class every single day for a week by saying that you will ask me if I want to quit at the end of the week. You never asked me that question, and I never bothered to answer it. Auntie, there is no way that we can tell you the impact that you've had on us. I can stand here and thank you for everything that you've done for us, but we would be here till your next show. I promise we will show you our gratitude and our love in every single possible way from now on. This Arangetram has had more hurdles than I have fingers. At every single turn, so many people have reached out to us to make us stronger. This Arangetram is not just presented by Nityabilaya and Vindamuri family. This is presented to you by every auntie, every uncle, every Anna, and all the friends that have turned up to our house with food, that have spent days and days perfecting the things that you see here, and those who listen to us cry every single time we wanted to give up, and to those who keep running backstage with us just so that we have people that we can rely on. There are far too many things to even begin to thank them for. So, on behalf of all of us tonight, thank you to the audience for coming and making our Arangetram successful. We hope you have a wonderful evening.
Sorry, we'd just like to conclude by saying, Indaro Mahanubhavalu and Andariki Vandanamalu. So thank you so much for each and every single one of you.